Hey everyone, hope you're doing good. So today I was reading a story on self-awareness and I thought maybe it's a good idea to share that story with you as well. So in this story what happens, basically there is a place where birds could not fly. And one day what happens, the king orders one of the bird whose name was Rustam and one of his friends and his sister to be arrested. So they were being arrested and they were inside of the cage. And Rustam, who was quite rebellious, he's shouting, "Why are we being arrested? What's our fault? What have we done?" But no one listens to them. So the soldiers take them to the palace, and the king then sets a date where the matter of those birds would be decided. So the day comes when all the birds gather together, and the bird Rustam, along with his friend and his sister, are inside of the cage right in front of the king. The king starts talking about the matter. He says that in our region, we have been following the tradition of our past generations. We've been following whatever our forefathers have done, and we are proud of that. And then he points towards Rustam and says, and this young child, Rustam, along with his friend and his sister, is trying to change that tradition, the tradition of we not flying. He thinks that we can fly. That's the problem. So what he did, he just called his friend and his sister and they went on a cliff and they tried to fall down. One of them just broke their leg. Although it's not that severe, but still, that can be challenging for other children as well. In trying to fly, they might break their legs, they might die. So that's the challenge because of Rustam. Then Rustam was like, we can fly, because God has given us these wings, we can fly. His sister is too scared, his friend is too scared, but Rustam is rebellious. He's brave enough to command against the king. Then the king gets angry. How can a small child talk to me like that? Nobody has ever dared to speak in front of me. And this child named as Rustam is speaking this way? Then he says, if you do not seek forgiveness, if you do not ask for forgiveness, then we will never forgive you. Then you would have to be dead. That was the decision of the king. The king then asks Rustam once again, Rustam, do you think birds still fly, or do you want to ask forgiveness and you pledge not to repeat this mistake again? But Rustam didn't agree. He said that no, we can fly. I'll still try to fly. And I know I can because I've done it. King was so angry, so angry. He called his soldiers and he commanded them to take Rustam along with his friend and sister to the top of the tower and just fell them down. So the soldiers appears and he just takes them up to the tower, and on the tower, King asks for the last time, okay Rustam, what do you think? Do you want to ask for forgiveness, or do you still insist that you can fly? Rustam said that I know I can fly. I still can fly. Then his sister from behind says that, why are you insisting like that? No one else is flying. This thing, no one else is flying. No one else is doing it. Here's a message to teach us. Rustam looks at her. If no one else cannot do it, it doesn't mean that I cannot do it. If I have the potential, I can do it. Rustam says, no, my king, I'm not accepting it. I'm not asking for any forgiveness. I know I can fly. So on the commands of the king, the soldier kicks Rustam. Rustam starts falling down like a leaf in the autumn season. He falls down. The altitude from the top to the land decreases constantly. His mother is crying, his father is stunned, but he's sad, although they cannot do anything because he was going against the tradition. So it was likely to happen. Then Rustam was about to hit the ground, and suddenly he flapped his wings. Without touching the ground, he flew. He started flying in the air. And the moment of sorrow, grief, suddenly turned out to be an achievement. His mother was now happy. The tears were still there, but she was happy. So instead of dying, Rustam just revolved around the tower with pride. with happiness, with self-satisfaction. And that's how the story ends. And it has a lot to teach us. We follow the traditions, we follow what majority of the people do and what majority of people do not do. But when we go against the tradition, it is really hard to survive. Also, there is no any king to kill us, but still the traditional thought that we have planted in our mind is so strong that it doesn't allow us to go against the traditions. And we end up following the same tradition. In that way, the talent we have, the skills we have, vanish. Instead, we should give a little time, a little struggle to the things that we really can do, the person who we really are. The person who we really are should not be shadowed with the person who we are not. There should be a balance. With this message, have a great life ahead. Bye bye and take care.